Hello everyone, my name is Western11 and today I'm going to be showing up some more flea market finds of mine. So let's get into it. Now all of these are Tomy items except for one wagon which is a Fisher Price Trackmaster wagon. So without further ado, let's get into them. Now the very first item I have is a Tomi Toby. Now this guy is quite common because he's still being produced this very day in Play Area, which baffles me that they didn't change him once throughout like 30 years of how this guy has been produced. I mean, come on. I mean, he's so inaccurate. I swear to God, the Trackmaster 2 Toby is more accurate than this Tomy model. Because, like, his eyes and mouth aren't painted. None of the details on his roof are painted. Like his funnel and his bell and such, they're not painted in the slightest. And he also has gray wheels. Like, for real. And for a dumb reason, they didn't paint his backlight, although they painted the one on the front. So yeah, it's a bit of a bro moment. One thing that's nice about him compared to the Trackmaster 2 model, though, is that he does have holes for windows, as you can see there. And while the Trackmaster 2 one also has a nicer face than this one, bro. Yeah. I did check and it does function, thankfully. His battery terminal was basically clean. Let's see there. It's very clean. The sticker is starting to peel off, unfortunately. Well, aside from that, he's in pretty good condition. And aside from the chips on his roof, he's in pretty good condition. One thing I found odd about him is that his chassis, or like his wheels, are not in the middle of his chassis, because there's the gap here is bigger than the gap here. And due to that, you can like lean back a bit and stay like that, like on the Adventures Luke, maybe. Similar to that. So that's a bit odd. Okay, next up we have the Works Unit Coach, which came with the Tomy Splatter and Dodge. Now, all of these items that are gone were from the exact same person. I took a look at the stock he had, and unfortunately, I did not find a Tomy Splatter or Dodge, and neither did I find a Tomy Henrietta, which is very unfortunate because I've been wanting a Splatter and a Henrietta for a very long time. But if there was a Dodge, I would have gone there as well, just to have the entire free pack. Even if I have the superior Fisher Price model. Yeah. This is a very unique wagon because aside from this, the only other wagon which is like this is the Works Unit Coach that came with the Donald and Douglas snowplow set. Because this coach here, unlike practically every other piece of Tomy Trackmaster rolling stock aside from the one I just mentioned, has two hook couplings instead of one hook and one hole type coupling. So yeah, it's very cool. So I can do a tug of war with this if you want to. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Now next up, we have a Tomy Callawa cattle van. Sorry. It's in rather good condition. The couplings aren't damaged or anything. It's just too bad that one of the doors are unfortunately gone. So yeah, that's quite sad. And another wagon I've gotten is this little brake van, which came with a Fisher Price 2010 Trackmaster Percy. Now, funny thing about these is that the person was also selling some Tomy wagons, which I did buy. So these two here, which were the bases of these two wagons. See, this is the original Tomy, like a caboose mold, which they reused for the Tomy and Trackmaster models. See, they're completely identical. Unfortunately, the front coupling on this is broken. You can see that they're identical. And same thing with this Callawa. This is the original Tomy Callawa, which they reused the mold for to make this Callawa here, which can have the James, the Tomy James. Unfortunately, this is missing the front coupling, which is quite sad. Now, the one thing that perplexes me is that this regular Tomy one had little animals inside the thing, side of it. Whereas this Thomas version had absolutely nothing inside. Find that to be a pretty big bro moment. These actually blend in very well with regular Tomy Checkmaster rolling stock, aside from the fact that they have red wheels for whatever dumb reason. It just looks so weird. Gives me the idea that there's some kind of a cheap bootleg pile of shit, really. Yeah, that's all I really have to say for these. Anyways, moving on. Next up, we have two Tomy boxcars, as you can see here. These are troublesome boxcars, actually. Both of these will come with a Tomy Edward. However, the guy did not have a single Tomy Edward, which is a bit odd. Because, like, I bought this from him. However, the guy actually had the Tomy James, so that's a bit interesting. I guess it was the free pack version, because there's also one that came off a black brake van like this, except they had like gray wheels instead of red ones, of course. So yeah, it's a bit odd. This guy here is a bit more worn, and one of these had a damaged coupling. All these couplings were damaged on one of them. I'm not sure which one it was, but I fixed it up. This one's a bit more damaged than this one here. This one's in slightly better condition. But yeah, that's about all there is to say for these two boxcars. I'm glad to have these since I only had one of these until now. Yeah, now I have 3, which is very cool. And the very last item that I've gotten, which is also arguably the best one, and which is also the reason why I saved it for last, it is a Tomy Murdock. I'm very glad to have obtained this item since Murdock was one of my favorite characters from the show back when I was small and young. So I'm very glad to finally have a Tomy model of him, and he's in 2-bath condition. But unfortunately, his back coupling is broken. So yeah, but I believe that and this coupling is also a bit damaged, but I believe that I can just, if I just put them together like this and then put some tape on it, that will be okay. Murdock was one of the few Tomy engines that was just pushed by the tender. See here, I did test it out and it does function, thankfully. So yeah. I always loved how they put the extra detail on the Tomy Murdock to make sure that he has all 10 of his driving wheels. And technically he has all his wheels in the show, because he also has, if you count these 2 little fake wheels up here. Yeah, but this seems to be the corrected Murdock. It's not the one where he has the misspelled nameplate with a K at the end. You see right there that it's properly spelled Murdock, as you can see there. I've actually never seen that error in person, or at all in a video. So I'm guessing that variant of Murdock is quite rare or something. But yeah, that was it for this little showcase of mine. And I hope you all enjoyed it. See you all next time. Goodbye and peace out.